Welcome back to Fire Emblem, everybody. It has been, for me, like 2 weeks since I've done anything with this game. For you, it's been a day, maybe a weekend, depending on where the last episode ran, I guess. I think I've made a mistake. I think if I were to redo this series, if I were to do it again, and when I do more in the future, I think it would be smarter to record it live. And here's my reasoning for it. It's a strategy RPG. If you're here for the gameplay, the strategy part is going to fall by the wayside if I'm not talking about it as I'm doing it. Like, I played this probably a month ago. At this point, anyway. You think I remember what I was thinking? No. I barely remember what I'm thinking, like, yesterday. So I think in the future, when I play more of this, and there will be more of this, I finished, as of recording this, I finished Lynn's part of the story, and that's where we're going to end this series for now, and move on to other things for a while, because I don't want to do like 40 episodes of Fire Emblem in a row. I think it's actually going to be more than that, given what I've seen of the other stories. There are 2 other stories. One of them you could probably get away with not doing, it's a side story, but for completionism's sake, I'd kind of want to do it. But I think Lynn's story winds up being like 15 episodes. I think it's 11 chapters plus a prologue. And a couple of those are just really long, so I split them into 2. Like, this one is pretty long, but I didn't split it into 2. Which just goes to show you how long the ones that I did split actually are. I think if it went over like half an hour, I split it. And I think the finale, like chapter 11, took like 50 minutes or something stupid like that. So that'll be fun once we get there. But what I was saying, it would make more sense to do it live. And I haven't done any of these live yet, simply because I wanted to focus more on the gameplay, and trying to juggle that and the recording is work. It's more than I was signing up for, at least initially. Like, I wanted to get into some sort of a rhythm with the actual like audio recording first, and not having to worry about the gameplay as I'm recording it. And I'm there kind of right now. I mean, we're several months in at this point. You're probably watching this in late April, early May. That's a third, almost half a year of doing one a day. So that's some experience. It's not a lot, but it's certainly some. It's enough to at least, I know what I'm doing now. I have a general idea of how I want these to play out. I still think I need to find a better balance between just talking about random stuff and actually the gameplay, the story, the video game that I'm let's playing. I think I've veered a little too much toward not talking about it, which ironically I'm not doing right now, but that's not the point. That is not the point, guys. The point is, I'm being open and honest with you. Anyway, we're still tutorializing anyway at this point. I can't remember what episode we actually get to like play the game. Like, play it fully with minimal to no tutorial. But it takes a while. We're still a ways out. Like, we're still learning different classes of character. We're still getting our party assembled. Like, she's a Pegasus Knight. I don't know if that's the actual title. A Royal Knight? She rides a Pegasus anyway. Oh, I got it right. It was a Pegasus Knight. Okay. She's in training, though. So we get the rookie. She's a little uncomfortable around men. So let's get the constant womanizer out here. Let's have her join that party. The one that has the Brock of the group. So she's following us. She's a stalker. I guess. But she comes in very handy. Essentially, she gets the most movement. She can move over any terrain. And as long as she doesn't get shot with a bow and arrow, I guess shot with the arrow. You don't get shot with the bow. You know what I mean. As long as she's not getting sniped from the sky, she's really good. So you just gotta be careful with the archers, essentially. And the Pegasus Knights are very, very helpful. She has a lance, which counts as a spear. Actually, no, I guess it just counts as a lance, doesn't it? A spear counts as a lance as well. Or something. When you get to the triangle, anyway. One of them beats swords. I think sword beats axe. Axe beats lance. Lance beats sword, I think is the way it goes. Something like that. It tells you before you attack, which is very helpful. If it didn't, I would have a much more difficult time with the game. We've got to fight back? Of course we do. So we've got a bunch of enemies here. We're outnumbered significantly. And I see 2 archers. So let's, we gotta stay away from them. Facing bandits. We've only fought bandits, Lynn. We've only fought bandits. Can't take them too lightly. We could though. They're all like level 1. It's fine. Yay, we get to play the video game. Oh, no, we don't. We came close. It looked like we might get to play the video game. So my question here, if you look at the map layout, there's just that one archer that's just chilling there. How did we let him get so close? He is within walking distance. So I don't like how I keep getting called an apprentice. She doesn't know that about me. I had, like, amnesia or something. Oh no, not villages in danger of attacks. Does that even matter, really? Most of the villages don't give us anything. Some of them do. Some of them are good items that they give us, but most of them, they don't give us a ton, but they're going to force us to visit them, because of course they are. Why do we have Lynn visit the village? Actually, I think right now she is kind of like our weakest person. Both of our horse dudes, they get to move a lot more, and they have multiple types of attacks. Like, they get a lance and a sword. So that's pretty handy. Lynn just has a sword. She's got the magic sword, though. The one that gives her, like, a 25% critical hit chance or something like that. It's stupid. But she also has very low health, and she doesn't really do a lot of damage. So who is this dude? He looks like an anime character, which means he's probably important. All the anime characters need to join our party, unless they look evil, in which case we will kill them. So he's Will. He's our archer. He is, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, the one archer that we get in this campaign. I don't think we get a second one. Which means if he dies, we're in trouble. because archers are very helpful. Because they can kill people without taking any damage. So the strategy is you use the bow to like weaken a dude, and then you send in your like swordsman or your horse dude, and then you kill them without them getting that counterattack and getting damage on you. In direct combat. The mages work that way too. Oh, I was wrong. We do get another archer. We get a horse archer at some point. But I didn't use him very much, and I'll tell you why when we get to him. But I think I only use him for like 2 or 3 battles throughout this whole thing. Not that it matters. Maybe I won't even come back to this game. I had fun with it, don't get me wrong. I think it's a really, really, really good game. I just don't know, especially if it's the best thing to Let's Play. But maybe. Maybe we'll go back to it. We'll see. We'll see if it does anything, if it moves the needle, so to speak. Because, like, Mario Party hasn't. And Mario Party was a long series. And it has gotten me exactly 0 subscribers so far. That's like a month of content where the channel hasn't grown. And that's discouraging. Like, I think I'm getting better at this. Not good, but better. And I'd like to see that progress, like, have tangible growth. And it just hasn't yet. So that makes me go, well, that's no fun, and now, I don't know, do I want to keep doing this even? I'm not thinking of giving up yet, don't get me wrong. But at some point, if I just, like, keep at where I am, I'm gonna have to just give it up. I'm gonna be like, this isn't for me. You need to see some sort of growth. Or you just get discouraged and you don't want to do it anymore. I don't think Fire Emblem's going to be the series to fix that either. I think Super Monkey Ball should do okay. And I think Typing of the Dead should do okay. But that's just, at this point, a hypothetical. I don't know. This is being recorded before either of those have gone live. Mario Party hasn't even finished. It's close, but it hasn't finished yet. So we'll see. See how it all goes. I'm not worried. It's not like it matters. It would just be nice to see some growth. So their archer is pathetically weak. He did a damage. A singular damage. What should I do? There's an archer. Just stay away from the archer. Just don't go near the archer. That's pretty easy. Oh, she's worried about Will. She is... What's the word I'm looking for? Neurotic? I think neurotic is the word. She's just anxious and scared of everything, especially if they're male. Which, to be fair. Fair. Timid, that's the word Lynn uses. Because she can't use neurotic. Because that has a derogatory connotation. And if you want more thesaurus words, go look them up in the dictionary. That's a sentence though, eh? Or a short burst of words. Neurotic, derogatory connotation. I am sorry for anyone who watches this who is under the age of, I don't know, 15. I feel like you should know all those words by 15. If you don't by 15, you should perhaps expand your vocabulary. Maybe like read on occasion. To be fair, I don't read a ton, but I know words. I know the best words, or whatever that guy said that one time. Where the biggest word he said in like a paragraph of I know words was the word words. Oh, isn't politics fun, everybody? This battle, if I remember correctly, is actually pretty straightforward. Mostly because we're still tutorializing, but also because my guys are just pretty good. Also, I'm not bad at these kind of games. I very much enjoy them. Like, once I figure out what I'm actually doing, it's not that difficult. I don't think. And like I said, at this point, I've beaten Lynn's story. I know how well I wound up doing. And I did okay. Not perfect. There will be, at a minimum, 2 instances where I goofed. At a minimum. And you will see those, and you will laugh at me. And I will be sad about it. But not that sad. Because I still was able to beat the game, and that's all that matters. Is this village going to give me anything? It's a good thing that a woman answered for this village, otherwise Florina here may not have been able to go through with this. She may have bolted. Oh, money. There's an armory nearby. Ooh, excellent. An armory would be very useful, probably. Because, I don't know if the game has told us yet, but your weapons... Oh, okay, it's going to tell us now. They break eventually. So when you go to attack, you see a number beside the weapon, and that is the weapon's health, essentially. That drops to 0, you can't use the weapon anymore. I assume it just disappears. I never actually got to that point in this campaign. But I assume you just drop them. I don't think you can repair them. This is actually a mechanic I don't like in, like, action RPGs. Even some JRPGs. But I'm okay with it in strategy RPGs, because it's basically resource management. And I'm okay with that aspect. Especially when it's like, there are a fixed number of battles, there are a fixed number of enemies that you can go through in any individual campaign in a game like this. So I'm okay with it in this game. But take, for example... I'm trying to think of a game that does it. And I know there are some. I'm thinking like Fallout. I know Fallout did it, but Fallout also made it really easy to repair them. Like, especially like Fallout 3 and maybe New Vegas. It's been a while since I played New Vegas. I think 4 as well. I think all of the newer Fallouts did it. Where you could easily repair them, but there are some where your item essentially becomes useless and you don't want to use it on anyone because you don't want to waste it. And it just becomes another one of those things. And I don't like that. Not when it's an action RPG, not when enemies respawn. Maybe what it comes down to for me. I assume that makes sense. I mean, it's a personal preference thing, I suppose. But I just don't like it. Anyway, we're mowing through these dudes. They got nothing on us. They're barely even hitting, and when they do, they don't do much damage. It's very great. We're gonna kill 2 more probably next turn. Oh, 1 health. You hate to see that happen. That just makes it a waste. This dude's gonna die, though. it was foolish of him to attack me. Because now only the archer gets to move next, and the archer does, what, 1 damage a shot? Yep, 1 damage. It missed anyway. 72% and it missed. It's unfortunate for them. Doesn't really matter for me. See, I think I should have used the archer there. The archer could have killed this dude. I mean, he's not going to get a counterattack anyway, I guess. But if I, by chance, missed... But it didn't really matter. We got this one. We got this one in the bag. And archers cannot counterattack if you're right beside them. They can only counterattack other indirect attacks. So, like, he'll get a shot here if I were to have missed. But he couldn't attack my horse dude because the horse dude was right beside him. Make sense? I think it makes sense. There's still that armory to the bottom right that I think I should probably visit. Not that it matters, because there's 1 enemy left. He doesn't move. Wanted to see if there's anything there. There isn't. It's just a broken... I guess that's what the villages look like if we destroy them. Or if the enemy destroys them. Also, I finally figured out... I teased this. We've got speed. So the battles are going to go a little faster now, which is very good later on when the battles are longer. I thought about turning off the, like, battle effects. But I like them, and they don't take up that much time. I know they eventually add up. But I like how they look. I think they look pretty cool. So I figured I'd keep them. Hey, look how fast they move now. That also adds up. So now I'm just getting everyone ready to attack. We'll attack on the next turn. Because now everyone is within a space. Or within a movement phase of hitting this guy. And he's just sitting there. So now we'll visit the armory, buy something maybe. Got 2,000 gold. Get a sword. Should we get a lance? We'll get a lance. Now she can't use the lance, but she can trade it with someone who can use the lance. Also, I guess I could beat this boss technically by just sniping him. I could take like 4 turns of will and just keep attacking him because he doesn't move. And he doesn't counterattack. I guess he could heal. But eventually he'd run out of healing items too, I presume. But like, he gonna die. This turn. Because I get to attack twice. I think speed is what determines if you get to attack twice or just once. I believe. Don't quote me on that, though. Because the game doesn't tell you. I think I've just... I think I read it somewhere. But I'm not 100% sure. I don't even know what res is. I assume it's resistance, but I don't know to what. Like magic, maybe? Unsure. Unclear. I could look it up. And if I were to, like, get good at this game, like, really good, like, to the point where I'm doing, like, the hard modes and stuff, sure, maybe I might need to know that. But at least for Lynn's campaign, I did not. Because I was able to beat it without understanding all of the mechanics. And you will get to see that. You'll get to watch me not mess it up at all, except for those 2 times I teased. At least 2 times. Minimum 2 times. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe like everyone but Lynn dies in this entire band of outsiders. We'll see. You may or may not enjoy it all. I wonder if, like, good Fire Emblem players ever search out, like, Let's Plays of Fire Emblem to watch people be bad at it. Like, to laugh at them for not knowing the good strategies. I've never been that good at a game where I'd do that, but I feel like I kind of would want to. Like, I've been good at games, but not, like, great. Now I'm trying to think of the best... what game I'm best at. Not, like, the best in the world, but, like, my personal... this is the game I am the personal best at. I don't know what it would be. But I have watched Let's Plays of people who have played a game and they were decidedly worse than I am. And there's some level of catharsis. And that's not quite Schadenfreude, maybe? That's not quite what I want. But it's like watching someone be worse than you are makes you feel like you are a special snowflake and good at it. It gives you a level of satisfaction. Like, oh, look, I'm better than the person whose video I'm watching. It's like if you've ever watched golf, and probably no one who's watching this would be anywhere close to a good golfer. But I've watched golfers implode to the point where I've shot better rounds than them. Now, it doesn't happen often, but it has happened. And it feels good. It feels really, really good.